Up, gang? Welcome to a special after the SEC championship game session of today's sports report, brought to you by Southeast Mortgage, the official home loan lender of the Georgia Bulldogs. And of course, the game between Alabama and Georgia has just come to an end at Mercedes-Benz Stadium in Atlanta, and it was not the result that any of us obviously wanted to see. The final score, Alabama 41, Georgia 24. Now, many of us, we kind of took it upon ourselves to predict what the final score may be. And some of us were around maybe 41-24, but we had Georgia winning by that much and not Alabama. So it was not a very good game, obviously, and not the result that any of us wanted who are supporters and fans of the University of Georgia. We thought we'd jump in here, give you the opportunity to react, and so you can send us a chat, send us a comment. We'll see it, we'll post it. You can get some things off of your chest. But Georgia, just really a tough game. We started off well. Georgia started off well, obviously, but then Alabama got rolling. For me, prior to this game, my fear was two things. Bryce Young at quarterback, he is an exceptional quarterback. He sealed the deal today with today's game for the Heisman Trophy. And in my estimation, he set an SEC record for yards passing, just played an excellent game. My fear was Bryce Young. And second of all, my fear was Kirby Smart and his coaching staff. They are so excellent at making adjustments. That coaching staff is so excellent at preparing for an opponent. Yes, they had some close games this year. Auburn, obviously, as well as lost to Texas A&M, had a close game with LSU. But Alabama is a very good football team, and they brought it all together tonight. Alabama played the game of their season tonight against Georgia. And so there you go. Reeves chimes in. He is so sad. I agree. I agree with you, James. And Gerald Thomas says Smart needs to make adjustments. You kind of sat there and you kind of wondered a little bit. Well, can we do this or do that? Now, I was coaching from my recliner, and I made a lot of adjustments for Georgia, but none of them took hold on the field, obviously. Drake T. Dillon says, why didn't we play JT Daniels? That question's going to be asked a lot. You sat there and you kind of watched Bryce Young do his thing as an exceptional quarterback. And I know JT is able to run. I know he has some things maybe in his repertoire of weapons that JT Daniels does not. But you do kind of wonder, and that question is going to be asked over and over and over again in the next few days. Why didn't JT Daniels get a chance to play? Kirby will give you his answer, and we'll go from there. Now, the good thing is, before the University of Georgia, here's the likely scenario if Michigan wins over Iowa, and you kind of expect that to happen. If Michigan wins over Iowa, probably your top four teams are going to be Michigan, Cincinnati, or maybe Michigan and Alabama, Cincinnati and Georgia. Now, you anticipate Georgia will make the college football playoffs. Obviously, they're not the number one team. So probably here's the way it goes. If Michigan can beat Iowa, and that's kind of a question up in the air. Iowa has given Michigan fits in the past few years. But if Michigan can beat Iowa, you got Michigan, Alabama, Cincinnati, which won their game against Houston today, and most probably then Georgia. Then in the playoffs, you'll have Michigan playing Georgia, either in Miami or Dallas, and Alabama and Cincinnati. Now, Georgia very much likely can beat any team left on the schedule. I anticipate a rematch with Alabama in the national championship game. So there you go. That's what we're thinking about. Elijah Tarpley, this is all on Kirby. It should have been in the game. JT should have been in the game in the second half. All right. Well, that's that's going to be a lot. Let's see. Rick Bankston Yeah, I got you. You know, we're giving you the opportunity to sound off a little bit. My husband is devastated, but he still loves the dogs. Well, Casey, I tell you, you know, a lot of us are I don't know if we're devastated. You know, we're very deeply, deeply disappointed in the game and the result of the game. But hey, we're resilient. Bulldog fans are resilient. Here's the good thing. You know, you want to look at the positive. Georgia most likely still is going to make the playoffs. We anticipate that. They probably will be the number 4 seed. So they're going to be playing the number 1 seed, which if Michigan wins, most likely you'll have Michigan, Alabama, Cincinnati, and then Georgia, Michigan playing Georgia, Alabama playing Cincinnati. Georgia still obviously has got a shot at getting into the playoffs and winning the national championship. So, listen, Casey, or Annabelle, whoever, you know, is mama at your house, give your husband a hug for us, okay? He's going to be all right. He's going to be all right. Well, let me try to catch in some of these other comments that we have coming in. We have, let's see, we have Crystal Jackson. Go Dogs. I'm still a Georgia Bulldog fan always. And that's the way we feel. That's the way we feel. You know, Georgia lost and we're disappointed. But hey, we're Georgia fans through and through, and we're going to continue to be Georgia fans. And so, you know, it's the way it is. Now, tomorrow at noon, the final rankings, playoff rankings will be disclosed and announced. That committee is going to get together. They'll, you know, work into the wee hours in the morning and make their decisions. But it pretty much is a no-brainer, you know. Now, if Michigan loses to Iowa, then you're going to have probably Alabama number 1. You'll have Cincinnati number 2. You'll have Georgia number 3, and then you're going to have you know, somebody like Notre Dame. Oh, please, for all of the plastic in Pasadena, don't let it be Notre Dame coming in at number 4. So there still are some things to be decided. So if you're a Georgia fan, you might want to watch that Michigan game tonight against Iowa. Tim says Kirby needs to look at himself. He's not an elite coach. Yeah, okay. Well, we get the idea. Tim is very much upset with Coach Kirby Smart, and you know, you got and listen here. We know Kirby, and here's what Kirby is going to do. He's going to come out to his press conference after this game. He's going to accept full responsibility for it. He's not going to lay it on his players, his assistant coaches. Kirby is going to say, "This is on me," you know. And but you know, we've gone undefeated. We had an undefeated regular season. Okay, we lost this game, but we're still in it, and we're going to work hard. And you know, adversity comes, and sometimes great the ultimate victory comes through adversity. So hang in there, dog fans. The show is not over yet. You know, when I was a kid, I used to watch Monday Night Football. Howard Cosell, Keith Jackson, I guess, and Don Meredith. Don Meredith, a great quarterback with the Dallas Cowboys, and Don became a broadcaster, and he was on with you know, those guys on Monday Night Football back when Monday Night Football was really a big thing. I mean, it's a big thing now, but it was really big then. And every now and then, when a game was over, Don Meredith would begin to sing that old Willie Nelson song, "Turn out the light, the party's over." Well, the party is over for this game for Georgia. We're very disappointed, but the party's not over as far as what can happen for Georgia. The national championship still, you still have a path there. And so let's see what happens tomorrow with the committee. We anticipate Georgia probably is going to be number 4 in the rankings. Brandon Parrish need to be thinking about how we can stretch the field and run the ball. You know, the offense, you know, Brock Bowers. Thank God for Brock Bowers. I mean, what a game. What a game. And how come this dude is not on the list to win the big award for tight ends, the national award for tight ends? You name me a better tight end in America than Brock Bowers, a freshman. What a game he played. And then Pickens, it was good to see Pickens back out on the field. And here's the elephant in the room, the bulldog in the backyard. What about JT? Could we have used JT and his ability to zip it? Now, Stetson Bennett did not play a bad game. He had a couple of interceptions. We know that, and they were kind of backbreakers. He didn't play a bad game, but Bryce Young was so much better for his team, and so we'll see. So, Brandon, I understand, my man. I understand it. We're giving you a chance to kind of sound off. If you want to send in your comments, we'll give you the opportunity to do that. Michael Ayer, UGA, where five-star quarterbacks come to die. I understand the frustration, Michael. I bless your heart. I understand the frustration, and so this is extremely disappointing. And to be honest with you, here's the thing, and this is not a criticism. I don't, I'm not one of those kind of guys. But here's the thing. Here's the valuation of this game, and I think Kirby Smart would agree with this. We were outplayed, we were outcoached, we were out quarterbacked, and we were out everything in this game. That's just the way it is. It was one of those games, but the show is not over for the University of Georgia. So, we're disappointed, but let's hang in there. Brandon Paris says Stetson doesn't have the arm. And, I understand the frustration. Neil Hallett still living our dogs up here in Connecticut. What's the temperature in Connecticut, I wonder, tonight? I bet it's I bet it's cool in Connecticut. We love our dogs, our New England dogs. We have a lot of New England dogs that follow our page and are on our program. So we appreciate it, Neil. And wonder what the temperature is in Connecticut. God bless you there. Let's see who we got here. We got Mary Dalton replying to Brandon Parrish. True, she gives an amen to Brandon's comment that Stetson doesn't have the arm. Let's see what we got here. Don Mitchell, why not give JT a shot? Kirby would rather lose with Stetson. Mailman cannot deliver. There's a lot of frustration now, I know, about Stetson. Listen, personally, I love Stetson Bennett. I love his story. He's played very well for Georgia. He's a very confident young man. He's done better than I ever anticipated him doing as the starting quarterback. But here comes the questions. The fans are frustrated, and their frustration is going to be directed toward, why didn't we try something different when Georgia was behind by 3 touchdowns, and so there we go. Brian Grover, bless her heart. Georgia should have won. Yeah, I know. I was pulling for it. Let's see. Gene Halliford. Georgia will never beat Alabama as long as Saban is their coach. Georgia doesn't deserve to be in the playoffs. Well, Gene, that's a little rough. Maybe we'll beat him one day. Maybe one of these days. It could be this year. I anticipate here. I anticipate Georgia and Alabama playing in the national championship game. That's my. I'm an eternal optimist, though. So that's the way you go. But again, if Michigan wins, see, here's the thing: Michigan wins, you'll have Michigan, Alabama number 2, Connecticut. Not Connecticut. I'm still stuck on Connecticut. Cincinnati number 3, and Georgia number 4. So what that is, one will play 4: Michigan, Georgia, Alabama, Cincinnati. So Michigan and Georgia will go either to Miami or Dallas, one or the other. And then Alabama will play Cincinnati. Now you can see Georgia beating Michigan. I think, but just between me and you and the house cat, I think Michigan is overrated. But anyway, you can see Georgia beating Michigan. I anticipate that. I think Georgia will be favored in that game. Alabama beating Cincinnati. Cincinnati. Okay. So let's have a rematch. Let's do it again, and maybe things will be different. Let's see. We got Cameron. We love Cameron. Loving the dogs from Barking Sands, Hawaii. Now I wonder what the temperature is in Hawaii. See, you got Connecticut. It's like really cold. I'm sure. Snow maybe. And you got Hawaii. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, we still love our dogs. Don't we still love our dogs? We still love our dogs. Let's see what we got here. Gary Holt, he's laughing at something I said, I guess. Let's see. Tim Carter. Kirby is turning to another right 2.0. Okay. All right. And let's see what we got. Randy Hendricks, Georgia all the way. I'm with you. Tim Carter. He gives me a he wants Martin Rick back. Hey, we love Coach Rick. Um, just an update on his health. He's kinda stable. He has Parkinson's disease. He had a knee replacement, had a heart situation, Parkinson's disease. Information about his health is kinda being held close to the vest by his family, but Coach Rick, I think his situation is stabilized, and we do love Coach Mark Rick. Great guy, great coach, great legacy of the University of Georgia. Thomas Turner says, "Go Dogs." I'm with you, Thomas. We're gonna love our dogs. Catherine Thomas, once a dog, always a dog. You better believe it. And let's see. Burton Campbell replying to Tim Carter. No, Tim, we're still in the Final Four. Yeah, and I do believe we're in the Final Four. And probably the happiest man maybe in America is Greg Sankey, who is the commissioner of the SEC. See, if Georgia had beaten Alabama, Alabama would be out of the playoffs. But with Alabama beating Georgia, then you're going to have two SEC teams into the playoffs. So, and of course, we're anticipating that. The playoff committee can do what it wants to, but Georgia was number one. They have one loss. Every other team, vying for these positions have one loss. So you anticipate Georgia making it. Again, my anticipation is if Michigan wins, Michigan, Alabama, Cincinnati, Georgia. If Michigan loses, then what in the world? You got Alabama, Cincinnati, Georgia, Notre Dame, something like that. I don't know. Let's see what we got here. Grady Darcy. We'll see him again in the playoffs. Go Dogs. Regroup. That's what we got to do. We got to regroup. We're going to be okay. This is not the end of the world. Now, I was so hopeful that we were going to take Alabama out this time. I had an underlying confidence, and it didn't happen. So, but adversity. Sometimes great victories come through adversity. Life teaches us that. So, let's say Deanna Sue Wilson. We were straight up out coached and outplayed today. Not just one player can pull off in a win. It takes a team as a whole, but I still am a diehard Dogs fan. And I got to agree with you, Deanna. We were outplayed. Georgia was outplayed. Alabama played the best game they've played all season long. That's just, and Georgia probably played the worst worst game that Georgia has played all this season. I don't doubt that. And so, so you got those two extremes meeting. Alabama with their best game, Georgia with their worst game. The Georgia defense was very average today, something we haven't seen all year long. Couldn't get a pass rush. Very rarely did we put any pressure on Bryce Young. You give that young man the opportunity to do what he does, and he's going to kill you. And and that's what he did. Bryce Young, he's Heisman Trophy winner. He's a freshman. No doubt about that. And you want a Georgia quarterback who can win the Heisman. Okay. Had to get that off my chest. Had to do it. Randy Hendricks, Georgia all the way. I'm with you, Randy. Let's see. Johnny N and Sammy Adams, Kirby choking in another big game. 3 5-star quarterback sitting behind a walk-on only in Kirby's world. Okay. I understand the frustration. Hey, if you want to sound off, give us a comment. This is a counseling session. To be honest with you, I do some counseling sometimes with people. And I know, in different situations they're in, sometimes people have to get stuff off of their chest or they're not going to get better. So if you're a Georgia fan, you need to get something off your chest. Now, let me encourage you to keep it clean. This is a G-rated program, but I understand. Michael Hare, too much loyalty to Stetson. I understand. Randy Hendricks, he said, yep, to something we've said. Cameron Trammell, this is what happens when you play to keep it in front of you. Okay, I got you. Let's see. Kudos to Alabama. Great game on their part. Prayers for an injured player. Dogs were outcoached, outplayed. What adjustments were made? Did Kirby just accept the loss and trust the committee to put Dogs into the college football playoffs? To all the SEC teams, thank you for the wonderful season. I agree. We got, let me see. Did we get all of it? I don't think we got all of their message. Oh, yeah. Thank you for the wonderful memories. And so I like that. Jelaine Watson, I understand. And I think let's see, who was it? Alabama did lose, one of their what? Minchie got hurt, and we do hope he recovers. Fine young man, by the way. I saw a pregame interview with him, and, just a fine young man. You know, these are young men. They're many of them are fine, young, dedicated men, whether you play on, the other team or not, whatever. So if you wanna sound off, give it to us. Cameron Trammell, spot on. Bowers is a grown man. Yes. I mean, what in the world? I forget the name of the award they give to the best tight end in the country, but apparently Brock Bowers is not on the list of the final people they're considering. Are you kidding me? I just can't understand it. Tommy Harris, Alabama came to play. They outplayed Georgia today. The coaching staff and players will learn from it. Yes. Be ready for the playoffs. It's one game, nothing mystical about it. Saban is not invincible. No, he's not, but it feels like it sometimes if you're a Georgia fan. But I understand, Tommy. I'm right there with you. It is one game. And Georgia is going to learn from it. And we're going to get in the playoffs and we're going to win that first game. And there we go. So we're gonna make it to the Kirby outplayed or Alabama outplayed UGA. I understand. Yes. So if you want to sound off, if you need some counseling, y'all just come on and give it to me. Here comes the Stetson haters. We could not have won today with Fran Tarkenton. Hey, we going old school. Fran Tarkenton back in the day. Tommy Harris. Yeah. You know, maybe JT, if he had played, probably would not have made a difference today. Who knows? I don't know. You know, you speculate on these things. So let's see. Brian Curry, Georgia boy at heart, always a Georgia fan regardless. No one can't take that away. Go Dogs. I like that. We're going to stick with our team, you know. Same old, same old. We'll never beat Bama. Rich has given up, y'all. Rich has given up. Well, let's don't give up, you know. Maybe one of these days we'll get them. Still love Georgia. Gene Broadway, I'm with you. If you want to sound off, give us your comments. We're just letting you talk tonight. Kirby simply outcoached tonight. Dogs for life. Charles Roper. Yeah. Our linebackers were the only ones that came to play tonight. Hats off to long snapper and kickers for being consistent. Let's regroup and finish it. Yeah. Yeah. Let's see what we got here. Cameron Trammell. Brian Curry agree. We'll come through. There you go. Matt and Becky McCain have been a Georgia fan all my life. What I just watched was an embarrassment. Yeah, it was tough to watch, wasn't it? I mean, it was tough to watch. My wife had been out doing some Christmas shopping. I don't know how much lighter I am in the wallet tonight, by the way. But she came in. She says, "What the score? What's the score?" And I told her, and she couldn't believe it because Georgia's dominated every game. And she commiserated with me and gave me a big hug. Here's what we need as a Georgia fan. We all need a big hug. So I'm giving you a big hug tonight. And you can sound off. You know, this is our counseling session. Dolores Benedict should have been a quarterback change at halftime. Still love the Dogs. I got you. Okay. I still think JT needs to start next time we play them. Yeah, I understand. I understand. Oh, okay. Cameron out in Hawaii says it's a little cooler down here today. We got a big storm system, Dogs for life. Okay. Out in Hawaii. You know? Jonathan Engels, second. Now, I tell you, our secondary was exposed today. Here's the problem: you don't get a pass rush on Bryce Young. He's gonna get you, and if he can stand back there and have plenty of time, eventually those are 5-star wide receiver recruits for the University of Alabama. Those guys are good. Those guys are good. And if you don't put pressure on the quarterback, which by the way, Auburn sacked Bryce Young last Saturday in the Iron Bowl 7 times. 7 times. I don't think Georgia had a sack today. So, you know, if you give Bryce a quarterback of his caliber time, he's going to get you, especially with these guys that can get open, and they can get open. Brady Darcy, go Dogs. Ship is not sunk. Support your team. Let's get ready for the playoffs. I'm with you. Can somebody explain to me why we didn't kick a field goal in the third quarter? Now, that is a good question. There was a couple of decisions, and why did we wait so long to call a timeout, as the game was coming to an end? Now, I'm not the coach, I do sit in my recliner and I coach the team, but they don't listen to me. They don't hear me. You should see me. You should see me when I'm watching a Georgia football game. I'm throwing penalties and coaching and whatever. Yeah, yeah. Why didn't we kick the field goal? I don't know. There's a lot of second questioning in this game we can do. Um, let's see. We got a reply. James is replying. Why no one will admit because the team was winning. Bennett is a good quarterback, but does not have the leadership qualities to win the big game. Instead of hoping not to mess up the team's rhythm, they stay with him. Yeah, I could understand that, and so that was what we had there. We had a okay. We had well, he goes on to say more. Let me see if I can read the rest of it here. Um, okay, whatever. Okay, I'll try to get the rest of that, James. Um, let's see. Ultimately stayed with him. This will ultimately cost Georgia the national championship title. Coaching is difficult, but you get hired and paid to make the difficult decisions. They are never popular. Now it's too late to install JT Daniels. This was my opinion when he was healthy enough to return. And so what you got is I'm trying to read all of this so I don't. Okay, it all just disappeared on me. I'm trying to get to you guys. Oh, there it is. Uh, okay. Anyway, we get the point. We get the point. If we kick the field goal, Stetson's not under pressure to pass or score two touchdowns. That's true. That's true. All right, Cameron. Feeling of losing, playing, field goal, 3. Well, okay. So, okay. All right. He says that Kirby made good points. Lee Corso picked Bama to win the SEC, and the Dogs win the SEC, and the Dogs will win the Natty. Okay. I like the optimism here. Okay. We got a lot of sounds off tonight. We got 0 sacks. That's what I was thinking. I couldn't remember a sack. I can't even remember a time we pressured Bryce Young, to be honest with you. Let's see. We're trying to. We were whipped on both sides of the ball. Don Griffin period. Yeah. You can't argue with it. I mean, you can't argue with it. Our defense got gashed in the first half. It's all on the coach, not Stetson. Yeah, can we? Yeah, I understand. Boy, there's a lot of frustration in Bulldog Nation tonight, and we can understand. We can understand. We will have a chance to play them again, Pam. Here's my prediction. You got Michigan, Alabama, Cincinnati, and Georgia. Michigan and Georgia in the first playoff game. Alabama, Cincinnati. Coming out of that, Alabama, Georgia. In Indianapolis, at the stadium there. What do they call that thing? The Oil Stadium or something like that. Yeah. I like the downfield passes myself. Those side pass things. I don't know. Yeah. So Brian, he's replying. Kirby needs to answer this. Yeah, he will. We know Kirby. Kirby's a great guy. Kirby is a great guy, and he's a good coach. And he's going to tell it like it is. So, well, let's get a couple of more. Bill Landris. Oh, Bill says we're not going to make the playoffs. Oh, come on, Bill. Don't. It's hard enough. It's hard enough tonight. Give us a little hope that we're going to make the playoffs. Just a little hope. Yeah, Brian, it stings. It stings. We need a rematch. I agree. Yes, we will. Deanna says we are going to make the playoffs. I hope so because I'll get tickets for it. Don't tell anybody, but I'll get tickets for it. I hope. Yeah. So we're just letting you sound off. You need to sound off and be frustrated. Here I am, Brother Chris. Will give you a hug. We're going to be good. We're going to be all right. Don't worry about it. We're going to be all right. Okay, Michael, I like the enthusiasm. Yeah, I know. It hurts. You know what I'm going to do when we get off our little thing here? I'm going to give me, those Oreo cookies, those real thin vanilla Oreo cookies. I have become hooked on those things. So I'm gonna give me a big old glass of milk, 4 or 5 of those little cookies. I'm gonna sit down and watch Michigan play football. Or plan number 2, I'm gonna get the cookies, I'm gonna get the milk, and I'm gonna sit down and watch a Hallmark movie with my wife. You know, you might as well, you know, and just, it's a Hallmark movie kinda night. Okay. I'm sorry. Just digressing here a little bit. Um, well, Sherry Beach, well, bless your heart, honey. How are you? That's our quarterback, darling. Okay, we love Sherry and her husband. Bowers and Cook played hard. They did. Brock Bowers is the man. He's a freshman. Oh my, he is the man. Let's see. Okay, I got you, Delane. Bulldog fan back in the Herschel Walker days. Yeah, I remember Larry Munson. Boy, he's a freshman. Are you kidding me? Or whatever he said. It was great. Um, let's see. All right. Well, a couple of more here. Georgia played their worst game. Georgia played their best game. That's exactly right. That's what happened. You had Georgia playing defensively, and they wasn't much better offensively. Defensively, well, we put up some points, but you got Georgia playing their worst game, Bama playing their best game, and you got those two things coming together, and you get what you get. Let's see. Yes, it's time for Christmas. Yeah, let's go watch us a good Hallmark movie. I know. Um, okay, we're gonna bring home the Natty. Okay. Uh, I know. I know. And we got a lot of replying going on here. Oh, here's Kathy Sue. Bless her heart. Yeah, Tim's probably pretty happy tonight, the rascal. That's my buddy who is a big Alabama fan. And we've been exchanging messages. I told him I thought Georgia would win what? What did I say? 38-17. Turned out it was Alabama winning by that much. Well, that's all right. We're going to see you guys again, as they say up north, again. Down in the South, we say we're going to see y'all again. But yeah, play your best talent. I agree. I agree. Okay, guys. Well, look, you know, it was a disappointing time, disappointing game, but it's not the end of the world. I mean, there's only one other undefeated team to this point, and that is Cincinnati. And, they won all their games and they're semi impressive, but so, you Georgia lost, but they lost one we didn't want to lose. We didn't want to lose this. We didn't want to lose this one, but we did. So there you go. Well, yeah. Go your hair, dogs. Oh, Larry Munson. Lauren, what you got? So here we are. Now we'll come to it. That's enough hugging for tonight for our for our Bulldog fans. We've given you a chance to get it out. Yeah, we have. I mean, just think of the great season. But we're tired of. Okay, can I put it? Can I give voice to the Georgia fans? We are tired of coming up short. We're tired of having great seasons, but not the season where we win the national championship. Now we're tired. But understand, as much as the fans are tired of not winning the Natty, the coaches are tired of not winning the Natty either. And so, listen, all is not lost. Alabama played a great game. Kudos to them. They outplayed Georgia. They outdid everything to Georgia. And kudos to them. And so, but listen, everybody get a good night's rest. Tomorrow at noon, we'll find out where we are in the playoff situation. And then we'll talk about all of that, and we'll wax eloquent about that for the next couple of weeks. Look forward to it. And I think the national championship game's like on January 10th or something like that. So, and I think the playoff games are actually on New Year's Eve, if I remember correctly. And one will be like in the afternoon, in Dallas. I should have that in front of me, broadcast professional that I am, but I don't. But one will be like in Miami, and then the other will be in Dallas. I think that's New Year's Eve, actually. And then the national championship game featuring Georgia and Alabama in a rematch will be on January 10th, if I remember correctly. Uh, okay. Mhm. All right. Well, I think that's going to wrap it up for us tonight. We've had about all the hugging we can do tonight. So thank you guys for jumping in with us. We just wanted to have a quick reaction to the game. Go get them, dogs. By the way, if you're buying a house, you know, we have some good friends, and we talk about these guys, but they're great. Southeast Mortgage, the official home loan lender of the Georgia Bulldogs. That's like their official moniker thing. But if you're buying a home and you need a good mortgage company and people that will work with you, sit down and talk with you and listen to you. Southeast Mortgage, the official home loan lender of the Georgia Bulldogs. Go to southeastmortgage.com/UGA. Well, Demonaco, let's see, Demaco. I'm sorry, I'm butchering that name, Mr. Nichols. I agree with you for tonight. Roll Tide. They did roll tonight. Played a great game. Took our Bulldogs out. But maybe we'll get us a rematch. Who knows? And that'll be a lot of fun. Football's fun. It's a game. It's fun. And you want your team to win. Georgia's an elite team. Alabama tonight was the best team in the country. And so it was what it was, but we enjoyed it. And so we won't close with Roll Tide. We can't do that. We'll close with Go Dogs. And so thank you for joining us tonight and just getting it off your chest. Go Dogs, and we'll see what happens next. Until then, join us again next time on today's Sports Report on UGA Football News on Facebook and Instagram. Until then, this is Chris Hall. Matthew Hall, a little under the weather tonight, not just because of the game, but a little under the weather tonight. He'll join us next time. Until then, until the next time, go Dogs.